Well, unless you, I don't know, strip naked and walk out into the desert and run with the coyotes, consider yourself connected to the internet.
Yeah.
That's right. Everything's connected to the internet. Your phone.
Even those cacti.
Yeah, watch out for those IoT cacti. Okay. Your phone's connected, your car's connected, your toaster oven is connected, your glasses, and if you're wearing wearable tech, maybe even your clothes are connected. And if you work in manufacturing, most likely your manufacturing equipment and your products are connected. So imagine that the status of every machine operation or every measurement, maybe even who is operating a machine on the production floor, is sent out over the internet to be vacuumed up by your company's servers, along with the information from the internet connected to your products you sell. The Internet of Things, that's right, but that's what we're talking about, and it's terrific, right? But think of all that data. What do you do with it? Do you even know what to do with it? Do you have a strategy to deal with the terabytes of data that your company's internet-connected products and equipment are handing to you? Well, with us via Skype today is Rob Harrison of LNS Research and the author of the article, Why Quality Management Leaders Need an IoT Strategy Now. Thanks for joining us, Rob.
It's a pleasure. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey there.
Good morning.
So, Rob, in your article, you mentioned that nearly half, I think you said 47%, half of manufacturing professionals don't understand the Internet of Things. Why is that, do you think, and what are the repercussions of that lack of knowledge?
Well, yes, you're absolutely right. We're talking at about 44 to 47% of quality professionals don't understand the Internet of Things. But to be fair, put that into context for those quality professionals, it really is in the context of their operations and of their organization and of their market. So, everyone's likely heard of programmable learning thermostats, etc. But really what we're describing here is the impact on quality professionals and a potential deluge of data that's going to be coming back to them from their smart connected products. And to break down the rest of that survey, which incidentally was conducted across around 2,000 said professionals, 21% have an interest and they've begun some investigations. So around about 15% do understand and they see the impact on themselves, whereas 10% are rapidly pursuing it, and a much smaller fraction of those surveyed have started to heavily invest and accelerate in their activities around it. So the reason that these professionals don't necessarily understand the Internet of Things in their context is because thinking through the process, we suddenly have a number of smart connected products that have the capability to push back phenomenal amounts of data around performance and reliability of those products in the field. So the implications are, of course, that while traditionally we're expecting information to come back from the field via complaints or perhaps from warranty infractions, whatever it might be, all of a sudden we have a window on exactly what's occurring out there with our products, essentially in real time.
And that data that's coming back, I mean, I think you said that that examining that data, looking at data is more than simply, let's say, monitoring the health and performance of your, let's say, your quality management system, which is something that a lot of people talk about, a lot of people do. But you're talking about gleaning actionable data that you can actually do something with. I guess what you mean is be proactive. And what exactly do you mean by that?
Absolutely, and really, we're talking about a potential deluge of data coming back to the organization. But one benefit that we do have from our perspective on the Internet of Things, it's not really truly like another ubiquitous term at the moment, which is big data, which is fundamentally unstructured and nebulous. We're talking about structured data coming back to us in a way that we've anticipated, so we know the shape of it, which means that we can align that with expected performance and reliability and with expected behavior. But of course we have to then work through that data. We need a way to understand what that data is telling us in the context of our quality management processes, and then of course drive that back through the organization to be able to take that data and make it actionable and track it, ideally through a closed loop process and approach to quality, which means that those elements of the organizations, those departments flowing all the way back up through the value chain, and essentially finding its way to engineering and to product design arrives at the right place. But it's traceable, it's actionable, and we might also consider another layer that we need to put upon this. Perhaps that also needs to go through some kind of risk screening. So we're ultimately focusing our efforts in the right place.
Rob, what you're touching on here really is elements of management and strategy. Management, of course, being responsible for the broader strategy of the organization. So when you say that quality management leaders have to have an IoT strategy, exactly, and what do you mean by that? I mean, what kind of strategy are we talking about, and what do you think that might look like?
Well, many organizations that we talk to will already express the fact that they're somewhat data rich and information or ultimately intelligence poor. They have a great deal to deal with already in their current circumstances. Now, ensuring that we have harmonized processes and closed loops within our enterprise quality management efforts really does help that. And organizations that have taken steps in that direction already are in quite the advantageous position. Essentially, the infrastructure is in place. It's about getting your house in order. So the first element of strategy would be education. And if I'm in the business of manufacturing engineered products that lend themselves to being smart, connected products, then it makes sense for me to ensure that I'm ready for the data coming back to me. So having those processes not only in play but also working effectively for you is going to be very important. It's essentially about getting your house in order. Now, we're not panic mongering here and saying, if you're not ready in the next 3 to 6 months, then all hell will break loose. That certainly isn't the case. But we need to be talking about strategies for something that is fairly reasonably touted to be on the near horizon.
And Rob, do you have an example, either a hypothetical example or maybe a real example, of how a company is making good use of all of this data, implementing a strategy?
Absolutely, and in fact, some of the hard data really is wrapped around the Internet of Things driving optimization at the moment. Some of the obvious candidates, and they're in play, are aerospace and defense manufacturers that are using information via IoT mechanisms to optimize and improve actual products in the field, but of course that information doesn't get lost. It's all going to be utilized and driven through the quality management processes in an organization too. We'll all be aware of certain an electronic automotive manufacturer where firmware can be automatically updated and changes or reprogramming pushed out to those. But in the same breath, we also see that particular manufacturer being able to notify back to their own organization of particular failures within systems in their vehicles. Now that, of course, is going to expand and increase rapidly. So what we're seeing in real terms, though, and this is a clear indicator, is product lifecycle management products are responding to customer demands to weave into their products the mechanism to be able to accept and drive in a traceable manner the outcome of that actionable data that's coming back by virtue of the Internet of Things and smart connected products. Great.
And Rob, I believe there's more articles on Internet of Things on the LNS Research website. The survey you talked about, is that available on the website as well?
Absolutely. We essentially operate a social research model, and you are able to access and participate in that survey. And of course, more people that do so that makes us very happy indeed. There's a great deal of research in things and engineered smart connected products, and of course a great deal to come. This is something that is rapidly evolving, and I'm sure that you'll agree that given the way that technology advances these days, it really is something that a small amount of effort spent educating yourself now will pay dividends in the future.
Indeed. Well, Rob Harrison of LNS Research, thanks for joining us this morning, taking time away from your day. And if you want more information, it's lnsresearch.com. org?
Come.
Tom, lnsresearch.com. So go out there and read up some more on IoT. Thanks, Rob, for joining us.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Rob. Yeah, good stuff there. Thanks, Dirk. And thanks, Rob, for joining us on the show, talking about the Internet of Things. Really good stuff. Actually, going to be kind of getting back to that a little bit.
In just a little bit.
In a little bit later on the show, so stick around for that.